I was wrong, I got my point across. They depicted me the boss. Of course, my orange box cutter make the world go round. Plus I'm fucking bitches ain't my homegirls now. Start stacking, dabbled in crack, gun packing. Nickname Medina, made the scenes, took my Ninas. From gym class to English, pass off for global. The only nigga with a mobile. Can't you see like total? Getting larger in waist and taste. Ain't no telling where this felon is heading. Just in case, keep a shell at the tip of your melon. Clear the space. Your brain was a terrible thing to waste. Realizing to master enterprise, and I ain't have to be in school by 10. I then began to encounter with my counterparts to how to burn the block apart. Break it down into sections. Drugs by these selections. Some use pipes, others use injections. Syringe sold separately. Frank the deputy, quick to grab my Smith & Wesson like my dick was missing. To protect my position, my corner, my layer. While we out here, say the hustler's prayer. If the game shakes me or breaks me, I hope it makes me a better man. Take a better stand, put money in my mom's hand. Get my daughter this college plan, so she don't need no man. Stay far from timid, only make moves when your heart's in it. And live the phrase, sky's the limit. Motherfucker. 88. And live the phrase, sky's the limit. Take a better stand, put money in my mom's hand. Get my daughter this college plan, so she don't need no man. Stay far from timid, only make moves when your heart's in it. And live the phrase, sky's the limit. A nigga never been as broke as me. I like that. When I was young, I had 2 pair of leaves. Besides that, the pinstripes and the gray. The one I wore on Mondays and Wednesdays. While niggas flirt, I'm throwing tigers on my shirt and alligators. You wanna see the inside? I see you later. They come the drama. Oh, that's that nigga with the fake. Wow, why you punch me in my face? Stay in your place, play your position. Here come my intuition. Go in this nigga pocket, rob him while his friends watch it. And hoes clock it. Here comes respect. His crew's your crew, or they might be next. Look at they man, big man, they never try, so we roll with them. I stole with them, I mean loyalty. Niggas bought me milks at lunch. The milks with chocolate, the cookies, butter crunch, 80. Long as I got stuff from most of them soft. Even when I was wrong, I got my point across. They depicted me the boss. Of course, my orange box cutter make the world go round. Plus I'm fucking bitches ain't my homegirls now. Start stacking, dabbled in crack, gun packing. Nickname Medina, made the scenes, took my Ninas. From gym class to English, pass off for global. The only nigga with a mobile. Can't you see like total? Getting larger in waist and taste. Ain't no telling where this felon is heading. just in case. Keep a shell at the tip of your melon. Clear the space. Your brain was a terrible thing to waste. Realizing to master enterprise, and I ain't have to be in school by 10. I then began to encounter with my counterparts of how to burn the block apart. Break it down into sections. Drugs by these selections. Some use pipes, others use injections. Syringe sold separately. Frank the deputy, quick to grab my Smith and Wesson like my dick was missing. To protect my position, my corner, my layer. While we out here, say the hustlers.
That's right, guys. It's a new me. It's a brand new person you see on your screen, man. It's me. It's me, Johnny. I'm here. I know I look completely different from how I did Monday, and God, it is weird now looking at my giant Wyatt family beard, but it's all gone, man. It's back down to the chin, bro. So, God. You know, I just hope everybody is as excited about today's news as our boy manager Logan, because that man has been hyping up this episode of news all week. And boy, is it going to be a fucking interesting one. We have so much news that's going to irk you like it's irked me in the past week. And I have some things, to quote one of the all-time greats, I have some things I need to get off my chest. Everything between this WWE sale, the fucking ball being dropped right before our very eyes, or at least looming, the dark cloud looming over our heads. People leaving AEW, AEW adding shows, boy, oh,
I can't wait for that fucking one.
It's a bunch of stuff, bro. We have a bunch of stuff. We got everything from Jade Cargill news to new divisions in WWE. Fucking, yeah, that is what it, that, yes, I just said that. New divisions in WWE, the Royal Rumble next year, Edge, LA Knight, All In, Bryan Danielson, Ricky Starks, Grizzled Young Veterans, the WWE sale, Roman Reigns, The Rock. We got a bunch of fucking news here today for you guys, so without wasting any of your time, I guess we can go ahead and hop right in the intro, man, and then we're going to start you guys off with the TKO Group Holdings sale and everything that's come out of it so far. So what is going on, everybody? We are back with yet again another edition of the Notorious podcast, man. This is episode 178. 79. Hold on. 79 of the podcast, man. If this is your first time watching, you guys do not know how the show works. Every Monday, we're on here with Unscripted, and every Friday, we're on here with the news, man. And again, if this is your first time watching, or if you guys did miss this past Monday's edition of Unscripted, you guys can now watch that on all platforms, man. That is, has weekly television gotten lazy and repetitive? Fucking talking about AEW, talking about the clear as day fucking Vince McMahon Monday Night Raw, and the clear as day Vince McMahon decision to bring Nia Jax back to the company. I was lost for words on Monday as to fucking what the fuck happened at the ending of that show. I genuinely came on here Usually, bro, when it comes to wrestling, I usually got fucking 1,000 words a minute to tell you guys, bro. That's why we started a podcast, right? But I genuinely did not know what to fucking say other than what the fuck. So if you guys did miss that, that is available for you guys on all platforms. That's Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts. If you want to see it first, join us. We're right here every Monday for Unscripted, man. Also, if you guys have not got a chance to get your hands on some of the official Notorious podcast merchandise, you guys can now get this live on the merch shop. That is bonfire.com. Link is at the top of the description of this very video and in either mine or Sir K's social media pages, man. You got all 8 of these beautiful designs, plus more, plus one that we're cooking up in the studio right now, man. Something maybe a little more, or something a little Halloween festive for you guys coming up, man. So you got the Chicago flag design, you got the Uncrowned Kings of the IWC, the Biggie inspired design, the base logo design, the best kept secret to the IWC, the Riddler inspired design, the Notorious World Order design. You got the Chicago flag version, like you see on your screen, classic black and white, and the Wolfpack red. You got all 3 of those. You got the Grand Slam design, you have the Notorious scratch logo, and you have the only community that matters. All 8 of these beautiful designs, like I said, plus more, are available for you guys live on the merch shop. Again, the link is at the top of the description of this very video, man. Also, if this is your first time watching, guys, do not know who we are here at the Notorious podcast. I am Johnny Mayhem, one half of the host of this very show. And as for the other half, we got my man Sir K here. How's it going, dude?
Going good, man. It's going good. Just been chilling out, man. Been chilling out, just pretty normal lately, man. Pretty normal. Yeah, shit's been normal, man. But like Durante always asks, man, whether he comes in the show or in the replay, life's good, man. The family's good. How is everybody doing in the chat, man? And how about you, bro? How are you doing?
Doing good, bro. I'm doing good. It's a pretty exciting day. I'm like 3 hours away from going on vacation. So, yeah, it's yeah, it's a pretty exciting day, man. So, yeah, got the anniversary vacation. So, yeah, like I said, we're like 3 hours away from that. So, that's exciting as always, man. And yeah, bro. So, oh, did you do the mic thing?
Nope.
That's why he sounds quiet.
Okay. Fuck, man. God damn it.
I was thinking the same thing. I was checking my sound. I was like, everything looks okay. And then I seen Logan's comment, and then I seen there was no mic under Sir K's mouth. So yeah, problem solved. But
God damn it.
But
Sorry,
yeah, bro.
guys.
All good, dude. All good. So, yeah, just excited for the day. Just excited for the day, man. Like I said, in general, and then excited for this episode of news, man. I don't know if I'm excited. I don't know if I'm as excited for this episode of news as Logan is, but I'm always excited to be here, bro. So, man,
Yeah.
WWE, bro. The Endeavor and UFC WWE merger has been completed. It was completed on Tuesday. And this is what Nick Khan had to say about it, man. WWE President Nick Khan issued the following email to WWE staff this morning. Tuesday morning. Yo, what up, Durante? Oh, yeah, I forgot. As Durante always asks, I'm good. Family's good. And how's everybody else doing? Forgot that part. My bad. So Nick Khan sent this out Tuesday morning. He says, this morning, we have announced that WWE and the UFC have officially came together to form TKO Group Holdings. creating a new premium sports and entertainment company. TKO will begin trading today on the New York Stock Exchange under the ticker symbol TKO. And that symbol is the one we're about to flash on your screen. This is the logo of TKO. It's kind of a take on the WWE logo. It's got like the WWE underline on it. So, yeah. This is how it looks. I mean, it looks clean. It's the TKO
generic
logo. Yeah, So, yeah, just your generic, I guess, clean company logo, I guess. So, yeah. So that's the logo. I mean, yeah, it doesn't look bad, but it's not nothing that's like absolutely fucking extraordinary. So yeah. So that's that. Nick Khan also, quick side note, he also was asked about CM Punk on this, of course he was. He was asked about CM Punk on this media scrum or not media scrum while he was speaking with ESPN. He says, "Listen, we only have respect for Phil. We appreciate his run here. We appreciate what he did and what he tried to do with UFC. Not many people actually get in there and do what he did. So we only have respect for so when we have respect for Phil, we wish him nothing but the best." I said this from the jump. He's going back to WWE. I'm not saying, I know a lot of people tried to say, "Oh, well, Nick Khan, after Nick Khan said that, he's definitely coming back to WWE." This didn't do it for me. The fact that he got released from AEW did it for me. And the fact that he was already, had a WWE return in mind. It's going to happen at some point. I mean, you got to be a fucking idiot. And the reports, I didn't even put them in news because they're so stupid. WWE isn't interested in signing CM Punk. My ass. They know it's money. They know it's money. They know CM Punk is money. They know feuds with CM Punk are money. And what does WWE love the most?
money.
He will be back in the WWE. So, I don't know why this was the tip of the iceberg for people to say, "Oh, after Nick Khan said that, he's definitely coming back." No. As soon as he was released, I seen the writing on the wall. And like we discussed last week, that's actually something that I would want to see. Because I'm sounding like a broken record, but they're going to keep him on a tight leash. So it's something I would actually be interested in seeing, and I think there's a lot of feuds in WWE that are money for him, and I think that's what Phillip wants at this point, bro. So yeah,
I think so.
So, all right. So everything was going well and dandy. Exactly, Bell, and that's the other thing. He's not going to come out because it's going to ruin it, if he's we're interested in him.
No, exactly. You gotta kind of just shove it to the side.
Exactly. So, yeah, we wish him the best, blah, 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 and move on with the day, even though, like I said, if Chicago Phil is coming back to WWE, they're going to keep it a secret. It's not going to be like AEW where they're going to keep it the worst kept secret. They already sold out Survivor Series. They already have people like us still looking to buy tickets within the next month. It's already sold out. You don't have to keep it a secret. There's just going to be the lure factor of when is he coming out? Where is he? Stuff like that, man. So it's kind of just going to be that kind of game. So you don't have to really play the game like you did in AEW where it's, okay, we kind of have a venue to sell out here, so let's keep this the worst kept secret to fill up this arena. Sold the arena out on a rumor. So, yeah. But, yeah, he's definitely going back to WWE. It is what it is. It's clear as day at this point, bro. It's clear as day. So, then Then we get this piece of news, man. This dropped yesterday. This dropped yesterday at about 9 o'clock. This dropped yesterday at about... Actually, no. This one dropped at about like 5 o'clock. Or like 6 or 7, actually. So, per PW Insider, WWE President Nick Khan has sent out an email to all employees stating that they will work remotely tomorrow as WWE will begin layoffs following the merger with Endeavor. Ari Emanuel noted earlier that savings will be made by merging WWE and UFC departments, which will, of course, lead to redundancies. And a bunch of people apparently are getting released. It absolutely sucks, now that there's a merger, there's people in UFC, there's people in Endeavor that are already capable of doing most of these people's job. And the WWE staff, in terms of the office staff, a bunch of people are getting laid off. And, I mean, this is something we definitely knew was coming, man, but it definitely still sucks for the people involved.
No, exactly. That always sucks, man. It always sucks for people to lose their job. But it's something everybody's seen coming, man. So hopefully they got plan Bs lined up for them.
Definitely, bro. Definitely. And now the piece of news that the fans really are going to take personally, if you will. Major main roster and NXT cuts after WWE's TKO merger with UFC. Reporting Nick Hausman, CM Punk's buddy, of HouseWrestling.com suggests that major cuts... You know what? Remember when Paul Heyman was picking on Nick Hausman?
Mm-hmm.
Completely forgot that him and Punk were that close. That's probably the reason that he picked on Nick Hausman, because his buddy picked on Nick Hausman too.
That is true, man. That's actually very true.
Which is another thing that I was telling Sir K in private. I completely forgot how close CM Punk and Paul Heyman were. Which is probably even more of an indication that CM Punk is coming back. And an indication why Paul Heyman's picking on Nick Hausman. But... you guys know how it goes. So, fucking, where were we? Okay, Nick Hausman suggests that major cuts are expected to hit both the WWE and main roster, WWE main roster and NXT, and the NXT brand, although it was not explicitly stated that these cuts would happen immediately. The sources have indicated that these moves have been in the works for some time. Interestingly, one source speculates that while Endeavor may proceed with laying off company employees in the near term, the release of talent may be delayed for a later date. He says, we were told by a WWE source that major cuts are expected to the main WWE roster and NXT brand. We're not told that the cuts would explicitly come tomorrow, but we're told they have been planned for some time. This is something we heard back in July. This is something we heard back in July, and we all knew it was coming, but I guess they decided to wait instead of before the merger. I guess they decided to wait after the merger, so it's gonna be it's gonna be interesting, dude. And we talked about this on Friday. Johnny Gargano, and Durante mentions it in the chat. Did Johnny... I could see it too, because the one thing I mentioned to Sir K was, did Triple H give Johnny Gargano a deal that was a little too wild for Vince McMahon's liking? Did he give Johnny Gargano a deal that's gonna make Vince McMahon say, whoa, we're giving this to a jobber? But in Triple H's mind, he dished out that money for Johnny fucking Gargano because he's Johnny fucking Gargano. And Vince might look at that and say, hold on a minute. Pretty much what they did to Braun Strowman. We paid a bunch. We invested in you.
Oh, yeah.
We don't think we're getting a... yeah, we don't think we're getting a return on our investment, so we're going to cut you loose.
100%. I could definitely see him as being a part of those cuts, man. There's a decent amount of people I think could be on that list, man.
Yeah, 100%, bro, 100%. I could see a bunch of big names in NXT, especially these guys that they like refuse to bring up to the main roster, like a Tyler Bate. Like I could see like some of those bigger names in NXT, that, like I said, they just fucking refuse to bring these guys to the main roster for God knows what reason. They refuse to bring them up. And you know, I could absolutely see some of these guys. I could absolutely see some of these guys getting released. Guys like Dragunov, guys like Tyler Bate. Not saying I'm predicting they're going to be released, but I'm also not saying I would be shocked because, like I said, there's a lot of guys down there that they just fucking refuse to bring up. Look at grizzled young veterans. They've sat in fucking NXT since 2018. It's been 5 fucking years. The brand is dead, and they're still fucking in NXT. Granted, they have new characters, and somehow they're even worse than what they were before.
Shit's insane, man. Shit's insane. Also, a lot of people Triple H brought back. I can see getting the boot again, man.
Apollo Snooze. That is fucking great.
Fucking Apollo Snooze. Poor guy. Yeah, him too, probably.
I could see it, bro. Odyssey Jones, fucking, all these guys that they called up. And we haven't seen them since. Alba Fire and Isla Dawn. Where the fuck have they been?
Odyssey Jones.
Yeah, Odyssey. I could see a lot of these people getting released, man. And it sucks because a lot of these people have potential. I don't know why they called Odyssey Jones up in the first place, but he has potential, you know. I mean, he still should be in NXT developing, but he has potential. And, you know, I mean, it's unfortunate, bro. It's unfortunate, but, I mean, it's the WWE machine, man. It's the WWE machine. It's gonna keep spinning, and it's gonna chew people up and spit them out, man, regardless on their potential. You know what I mean? I mean, there's a lot of people, dude, that are just money, you know, and they get to WWE and they're a shell of their former selves. So, it sucks. It sucks. Especially, it really hurts me for a guy like Johnny Gargano because, as you guys know, me and Sir K, constantly talk about the Mount Rushmore, and my Mount Rushmore of professional wrestling has Johnny Gargano in it, and it is just completely ridiculous and incredibly sad to see the path that he's went down in WWE. Like I said, he was getting buried at first, and I was okay with it because, you know, we were waiting for Ciampa to come back. And then Ciampa comes back, and we still see no sign of Johnny Gargano other than, you know, boosting Omos on live events. And it's incredibly heartbreaking. The guy's one of the best storytellers ever. The guy is, in my genuine opinion, the most complete in-ring performer of all time. He can literally do everything. You need him to fucking fly around, he can fly around. You need him to be fucking as technical as Bret Hart, then he can be as technical as Bret Hart. He can tell a story, he can strike, he can do everything you need to do. He can cut a promo. He's a great babyface. He's got, if you need him to be comedic, he's got comedic timing. He's a great heel. He can be a great annoying fucking little shit of a heel. He's fantastic, dude. He's a fucking fantastic professional wrestler. And to see things like that go to waste just completely just fucking boggles my mind. And it sucks.
100%.
And it sucks, man.
Truly.
Yeah, so yeah, man. WWE main roster cuts are coming soon. We don't know when, but they're going to be coming soon. With our luck, they're going to happen tomorrow or later tonight after we get off a stream, so.
I could fucking see it, dude. Oh, I'll be so pissed.
Oh, you know it, bro. You know it, dude. That's always how it fucking goes. So, yeah, man, talent cuts look to be happening, bro, and it sucks. And like I said, dude, at this point, with the snail's pace that they've moved at to fucking bring Johnny Gargano back to television, I wouldn't doubt it. It's gonna break my heart because the money that's left on the table is a lot, but it is what it is, man. And I mean, if Bronson Reed's another one, Vince never liked Bronson Reed, so and his
I definitely see him.
100%, and he's one of those guys that they fired. They brought him back. Triple H was pushing him. He was giving him wins. He was building him up. And then what
Where's he
happened?
been?
And then he's just been taking losses to Nakamura. I can absolutely see him being released from WWE again. No doubt in my mind.
Absolutely, man. Definitely. I could see Cross. I could see a decent amount of people, man.
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. Another thing about the merger, TKO. Group Holdings, that's right, is talking to the Department of Justice about massive WWE and UFC weekend events.
Oh, what happens?
Hold on a second.
What?
I guess this... Okay, well, this is bad either way. So you do two events on the same night, right? You do UFC and WWE on a Saturday, because we all know WWE pay-per-views should be on a Saturday. Just saying. We all know that, right? So you do that, and you have the problem you ran into at Money in the Bank 2021. You got the problem of WWE having to move stadiums because they couldn't sell shit because UFC was in town that weekend, the same day, right? Or you got the other fucking problem, WWE pay-per-views on Sunday. So either you have a problem for WWE financially, which I guess it's not really a problem financially, because if UFC brings in the money, I mean, they're one entity now. So, I mean, I guess it is what it is. But we all know the people from the WWE side and Vince and all those people, they're still going to want their numbers to look good. They're still going to want their numbers to look good. Either that, or you have a problem for the fans. You got a fucking problem with me if you put the fucking pay-per-views on a Sunday. That sounds abysmal. I don't like that one bit. I hate it.
I hate pay-per-view Sundays, dude. Those are the fucking worst, man. If anything, put the UFC ones on Sunday and keep WWE on Saturdays. But we all know which company TKO is gonna favor most of the time. It's gonna be UFC, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they're gonna get first dibs, man. And either way, I do not like the sound of this. Either way, WWE looks like shit, and they're not gonna want themselves to look like shit.
Yeah.
So that'll cause a whole list of problems. Or we get Sunday pay-per-views again, and I really won't be watching most of them, man. I don't get it, man. I don't get it.
Bro, another thing that really is scaring me, and we constantly rag on Tony Khan for this fucking pay-per-view model, and we're gonna rag on him a little bit more later today for pay-per-view problems, but
yeah,
the fucking problem I have with this is there's a rumor going around. There's a rumor going around that WWE is going to have a service like the UFC, and this is just rumor, so don't take this as no kind of news. There's a rumor going around that WWE is going to use the pay-per-view model of the UFC. Now, how does UFC do things, you may ask? Well, they have a service that you pay for monthly similar to how you would pay, you know, for like a Peacock or Disney Plus or whatever. And then $60 to $70 for each pay-per-view.
Oh, hell no. Dude.
Dude,
No.
I swear to God, if they do something like that. Now, that's the good thing about WWE right now is I believe they're with Peacock till 2025. So we're at least good for another year and a half, right? But another year and a half, 2 years, something around there. But if we move to that pay-per-view model, that is just something that fucking does not work for WWE. See, maybe it works for them, but if you're looking at this, oh yeah, I forgot Bell has the network. Well, we have Peacock, so we're good for another 2 years. So the thing that pisses me off about that is for a subscription service, dude, you like, I'm no businessman, but like, if you want to, you know, present something to your audience, you should present them with something. And I know we all hate Peacock, but it's a great fucking deal. For $5 with ads and $10 without ads, you get the history of WWE, the fucking video library, for free. Well, you know, at the $5 or $10 mark. And then you get the fucking 12 pay-per-views they put on a year, 11, 10 pay-per-views they put on a year at that cost. That is a deal for WWE fans. You make money from the network, and you make money from our fucking subscriptions. Why do you have to continue to get more money hungry? Like, I understand we're going through a boom period in wrestling where wrestling's hot again. But why do you gotta fucking stick it to us why do you gotta fucking punish us for fucking the product being hot again? I mean, like, what the fuck?
I don't understand, dude. And the thing that they don't get is, yeah, UFC, you gotta pay money for that shit, which that in itself is a fucking scam. Imagine you pay $80 for the fight you want to see, and it just ends in like an instant knockout, and they just go home.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I would be furious.
Yeah.
But,
imagine.
like, with those things, it's like an event. You know, you could, pay-per-views are events too, like WrestleMania and whatnot, but it's like different for the UFC. It's more of a widespread thing. So, you get people to pay money. A bunch of people get with their friends, and they get there on the Saturday night. They pay and watch it. But with WWE, you got 12 of those motherfuckers a year. I ain't paying no money 12 times a year if that's what they think I'm gonna fucking do. I ain't doing that shit. Never in my life will I ever do that shit.
No.
So it's a system that doesn't work for wrestling, man. It really doesn't anymore. And I think it needs to not be changed, man, because they made a good format when they started the network, and they better keep with it.
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. And this is something that fucking, like, this is just something, dude, that, like, is just outdated. Like, why are we going back to the old pay-per-view model, bro? Like, why? It doesn't make any fucking sense to me, dude. It really, really, really does not, man. Fucking sense to me, dude. It really, really, really does not, man. It makes no sense to me, man. This is shit I used to do when I was a kid. You know what I mean? Fucking begging my pops to fucking order an elimination chamber. We always got Mania, and usually we would always get the Royal Rumble and stuff, but, like, the only one, like, some years we would only get WrestleMania, because that's all we could afford, but, like, this model's just so fucking outdated, bro. Like, why are we going back to models like this? $70 for a pay-per-view on top of the monthly subscription cost? What the fuck is that?
Like, at least with AEW, yeah, we're getting fucking shelled out every time you want to watch one of their fucking pay-per-views. But
Yeah.
at least the service itself is free. You don't have to pay to pay. That is horrible.
Yeah.
That is a crime.
Yeah, and we'll get to them in a little bit, but this is a horrible model for WWE. Like I said, not saying they're gonna use this. Not saying that they're gonna use this model, but it is the rumor that's going around. It is the rumor that's going around, man, that WWE is gonna pick up on that model. And I'm telling you, UFC's way bigger than WWE. You are going to get a lot of people that are going to shill out every month for UFC events that take place every month and buy these pay-per-views. For WWE, no. You know how much you might get it for SummerSlam, Mania, and Royal Rumble. You're not getting a bunch of fucking pay-per-view buys for Backlash. I'm sorry. You're not. So just use a service that is all included to make your customer get a great bang for their buck. What the fuck? Reward us. Reward us for wrestling being hot again. Okay? We're not in 2019 anymore where the business is dead as fuck and nobody wants to watch these shows. You actually have people that willingly want to watch your shows. You have people like us who've willingly done reviews on B-level pay-per-views that we normally don't. Reward us for that. Give us a great bang for our buck. Do not punish us and make us fucking shill out more money because you want more money that you really don't fucking need.
It doesn't. It's just greedy bullshit, man. That's
It
all
is.
it is.
It is in this wrestling business, especially in the past couple of years, man. Between AEW and WWE, man. I mean, we were at a point where AEW wasn't really so greedy, man. They really weren't so greedy, man. And now look at where we're at with them. Now look at where we're at. Now both of them are greedy.
Yep. Now there is no alternative anymore. Damn.
But people say telling stories is WWE light. Not the fucking 12 pay-per-views a year that you don't need. That's not WWE light, though. Okay.
No, not at all, man. It's telling stories. That's the problem.
Another piece of news from this merger that is absolutely wild to me is this piece of news right here, man. So, according to WrestleOps on Twitter, Vince McMahon is believed to hold veto power in new role with TKO, which could be used in decision-making for the UFC. That's actually insane. And if he has any power in the UFC, if you don't think that he has any sort of say in WWE, and if you still think Triple H is really in the chair, you're out of your fucking mind, man. I'm sorry.
Dude, if he has veto power in WWE and UFC, what do you think he has in fucking WWE, bruh? Bro's controlling it again. I hate to break it to everybody. He's in control again. Like full-ass, genuine control again.
Oh, yeah, and he has been for a while, but now that he has to answer to nobody, pretty much, now
He's
it's
not gonna
even
care
more
anymore.
clear as day.
No reason to hide it.
Exactly, bro. Yeah, seriously, bro. And that's the other thing, Bell, about AEW, dude. So you want to... Man, we'll get to it, bro. We'll get to it. So... Good Lord. So yeah, man, that is all the news on WWE and the sale and everything that's happened around that so far. But we do have some interesting news about WWE that I think it doesn't directly have to do with the sale, but it is clearly a domino effect of being linked to the WWE. So check this out.
Mhm.
WWE is discussing changing the name of the tag team championships while splitting them and debuting the Trios championships per Boozer Wrestling.
Mm. Okay. I like it.
Splitting the tag titles.
Which,
Do not.
that part I don't understand.
I don't either. Why would you have two sets of tag titles and trios titles?
And trios. And even if you split up the tag team titles and one of them turns into a trios, it's even dumber. Because you could just combine them, make one tag team titles, and then introduce a new trios titles. It's not like it's just going to be a redesign of tag teams. It's a different belt, technically, so you could just introduce it. I don't understand what's going on here.
Yeah, thankfully it's placed as an or. I think I said and, so that's my bad. But yes, it's changing the name of the tag team championships or splitting them and debuting trios championships. Yeah, if they go with the fucking splitting them option, that makes no fucking sense whatsoever. You obviously just have to change the names to the WWE World Tag Team Championships, make them one title instead of having these guys carry around 4 championships. And as for trios championships, this kind of scares me with Vince being back because he doesn't like factions. I don't know how, being that like factions are fantastic, but that's fucking neither here or there, right? That's just me, I guess. But I really think trios championships would be fantastic in like a Triple H led era. But we all know this isn't the Triple H led era anymore, because imagine Triple H was about to bring back Sanity. You know what I mean? You had the Authors of Pain coming in. You could have easily put them with somebody. You have the Hurt Business he was going to get back together, which now you do have a trio in that respect. You got Bobby and the Street Profits. You got the Bloodline, which I'm assuming one day may get back together. You got them. But as far as like what WWE has now, not talking about, you know, the Sanities and all the other fantasy teams that they could have had. You have, like I said, the Street Business, or whatever you want to call them. You have maybe a Bloodline reunion down the road. You have Judgment Day. You have the Brawling Brutes. You have LWO, or Legato. That would be pretty sick.
Yeah, you got some people.
You do, bro. You do got a bunch of people, but I'm kind of scared it will. I'm kind of scared WWE is going to blow up all their factions like they did with their women's tag teams. Remember when the women's tag titles were announced and they had a bunch of tag teams, so much tag teams, they put them in an elimination chamber. They had 6 women's tag teams. And then what happened to them all in the span of a year?
They all lost or split up.
Yeah, exactly. So that's one thing that scares me about the Trios Championships. And then how long until Vince just has fucking Cody Rhodes, Kevin Owens, and hold on, let me think of somebody. Rey Mysterio running around with the trios titles like he does with the women's tag titles nowadays. That's the only thing that kind of scares me about that. I mean, think about it. Our women's tag team champions right now is Chelsea Green and Piper Niven. And before that, it was Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville. What the fuck do those two have in common?
And Piper Niven didn't win them. She was just handed one of them.
Yeah. Imagine telling that story to your kids. Mom, how'd you win your first titles in WWE? Well, my first title victory, I fucking just took it.
They just gave it to me. I didn't have to win it at all. They just handed me the title, and I was officially a champion.
Yeah, fucking that story sounds fucking great to tell at Thanksgiving dinner. But
Literally.
that's the only thing that scares me with the trios titles. Like I said, how long before we have shit like that going on? We got our trios champions of fucking Apollo Crews, Santos Escobar, and Sami Zayn. What the fuck?
Hey.
You know, that's the only thing that scares me about a trios division. It sounds great. It sounds great on paper, of course. Everything in WWE sounds great on paper. Their roster's great on paper. Their women's division is fantastic on paper. But how does it translate to television? It doesn't.
It doesn't at all.
So, there's that. And guys, tell me if this one doesn't scream UFC at all. So, according to BWE, WWE are reportedly planning to revamp the roster. What that means, I have no idea. Include a trios division and introduce weight classes. What does that sound like?
Sounds like the fucking UFC, man. So, like, that's so dumb. Weight classes, the the featherweight champion and shit like that. Dude, that sounds trash.
Seth Rollins in the light heavyweight division versus Finn Balor from the heavyweight or the light heavyweight division. You got fucking Jonathan Gresham from the featherweight division. Dude,
PWI division.
oh my fucking god. Bro really brought up his PWI ranking. That's actually insane.
Dude, that is literally goated.
You know where I was ranked on the PWI 500?
I was way higher than this asshole, man. Why am I not on TV?
Jesus.
It's insane.
So, revamp the roster. I have no idea what that means. Trios division, like I said, sounds cool, but how long before we have these random ass trios as the trios champions? And the weight class part really doesn't make any sense to me. What is this? Fucking WWE GM mode where you literally cannot have a good match with Bray Wyatt versus Seth Rollins because Bray Wyatt's a heavyweight and Seth Rollins is a light heavyweight? What is it? That's literally how it is in WWE GM mode. If your guys are in different weight classes, the match automatically comes out like shit. I remember I had John Morrison versus Shinsuke Nakamura, and they were in the same weight class, but because one was a high flyer and one was a striker, they put on a 1-star match. Excuse me, but what planet does John Morrison and fucking Shinsuke Nakamura have a 1-star match on? Not Earth.
Dude, that is a fucking crime. Only people in the same style can have good. Like, what? Have you ever seen fucking Brock Lesnar wrestle a big man? That shit is fucking horrid.
That shit sucks. Weight classes sound absolutely horrible, and it's not going to last. That is something that is not needed in the space of professional wrestling, and this is the problem with... Like, if you want to merge WWE and UFC and have them under the same,
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah, that's not a good look at all.
WWE fired the late Ultimate Warrior's wife, Dana Warrior. Oh, fuck.
That's not good at all. Ooh.
Jet just broke. Just broke. Wow.
That's fucked up. That is real fucked up.
That is fucked. Well, here it comes, man. While we're live, here they come. That's fucked up, man. That's fucked up. I can't lie. it's something that's not warranted in the space of professional wrestling. But like I said, if you got WWE and UFC under the same parent company, that's fine. Do not merge the two. There's a reason why Dana White was fucking laughing at the question of, is it your goal to make every WWE fan a UFC fan and every UFC fan a WWE fan? He fucking laughed. A, because he's friends with Tony Khan, and he probably just thinks this merger is hilarious. And B, Dana White said it perfectly himself. The beauty about the two fan bases is they're polar fucking opposites. They're polar opposites. I don't watch UFC. Not my cup of tea. Some people like both, and that's fine. Our buddy likes both of them, and that's fine. And that's fine. People that like UFC, different fucking cup of tea than the people that like WWE. If you like UFC, you like shoot fighting. You like to see people beat the fuck out of each other. If you like WWE, you pretty much like the whole package of sports and entertainment. You know what I mean? We always make fun of the sports entertainer sign, but it's true. It's true. You get entertainment, you get promos, you get storytelling, you get athleticism, matches. You know what I mean? You get that kind of stuff. Now there is some people that like both. Like I said, like our one of our close friends, Belle, says she likes both. And that's fine, but you're not going to make every UFC fan a WWE fan and every WWE fan a UFC fan. It's just not going to happen. It's never going to happen.
I mean, UFC fans, if they do like shoot fights, man, they might like half of the stories being told nowadays in wrestling. That's because, that's all we get. Like, you know what? Show a UFC fan brawl out. Show him all those histories. They might fall in love with AEW for all the wrong reasons, but it's not gonna happen. Like you said, yeah, people that do, and that's great. I don't watch UFC at all. I don't care for it. Nothing wrong with it. No, it's just not my style. Not what I want to watch. That's okay, and that's how most fans are gonna see it, man. It's just how it is, man. That is probably the dumbest thing to strive for. And it's not like Disney saying, we want all Marvel fans to be Star Wars fans just because we own both. It's just not how it works, dog. It's just not. Two separate money makers you gotta focus on individually.
Yeah, he fucking laughed. He laughed at that question. I laughed at that question too. And Dana said it perfectly himself. He did. He said it perfectly himself. The beauty of the two fan bases is they're polar opposites. You know what I mean? Except for the people that do lie in the middle. But if you're on one side of the coin, like me and Sir K are, you're not, it's not that UFC's bad. It's just not me. It's just not for me. I'm sure it's great. I have a lot of friends that watch UFC, and they always try to put me onto it and tell me that, certain divisions are great right now, and there's a bunch of stuff that's great about UFC right now. Great. Good for them. Good on you. Just not for me, bro. It's just not for me. It's great for people that like it, but again, not for me. And that it is what it is. But yeah, that should never, ever have been a fucking goal. And you would have to be a fucking complete moron if you thought you were going to accomplish that.
Exactly.
So yeah, man, that is all the news regarding the WWE and anything kind of remotely attached to the merger of the two companies, man. So another thing that's kind of relates to both, not really, but well, actually it could. LA Knight. According to Sean Sapp of Fightful, LA Knight and WWE seem to be far apart in deal negotiations. No deal has been agreed to and doesn't appear imminent, but they'll keep negotiating, says Sean Sapp of Fightful.
There you go. That's fucked.
I don't know if this is just because WWE was going through their hiring freeze, so they've been lowballing the fuck out of people. Because Drew McIntyre had the same problem, right? What do we hear about Drew McIntyre? They were far apart on money and they were far apart on creative, right? So this is a problem that I hope does
Exactly.
not continue in WWE, and being remotely close to UFC is kinda is worrying me a little bit, because the one thing I hear about UFC constantly is how they lowball the fuck out of their fighters. They do not pay their fighters accordingly, and yeah, but WWE, I hope they don't get in the habit of doing that, because especially if you do start charging all this money for pay-per-views and whatnot, you cannot tell me you don't have money to pay these people. You can't.
No, exactly. You have all the money to pay these people, so please don't start fucking lowballing them like crazy, man. Because for a while, in like the prime of horrible television of WWE, the money was the only thing that attracted people.
Yeah.
So if you start getting like that again, your only attraction might be gone.
Yeah. Exactly, man. Yeah. Yeah, again, I'll say it again, man. I'll say it again, bro. Do not start fucking lowballing people, because you have the money now. Now with this merger, you 100% have the fucking money to pay your goddamn wrestlers. And if you can't pay LA Knight what he's fucking properly deserved of, then you don't fucking deserve him. Because the man is one of your top merch sellers. How do you lowball a guy like that? Far apart on money. How the fuck does that happen? I don't know, man.
Oh, man.
So, yeah, that is the latest on LA Knight's renegotiation with the WWE. Speaking of more people that have left the WWE, Zach Gibson and James Drake, the grizzled young veterans, or Rip Fowler and Jagger Reed of the Dyad, of the Schism.
Schism.
The grizzled young veterans, aka the Dyad, have been removed from NXT's active roster and their contracts have expired. Thank God for the both of them. Good Lord, they needed to get the... Yes, good Lord, for the love of God, they needed to get the fuck out of there, and I am so glad that they did.
Oh, 100%, man. Good for them, man. I hope they could go on to go wherever they like, man.
Absolutely, man. And I know FTR's doing this open challenge, so who knows, man? We might see him pop up in AEW soon, bro. We might see him pop up in AEW. That'd be pretty cool. I think that would be a fantastic addition to their tag team division. This screams of a tag team, though, that something that Tony Khan doesn't know what he's getting, and he's just gonna use him for a match with FTR, sign him, and then they'll sit there and do absolutely nothing.
I'll just keep him on ROH forever.
Or that. I don't know which one's worse. Probably ROH. I would rather sit out. So, yeah, man, these guys are finally free, and I am ecstatic for them, because good Lord, they have been fucking stuck in purgatory for way, way, way too long.
Oh, literally, man. Literally, good for them, man. Good for them. He will 100% throw him on ROH.
I can see it. So, more people leaving WWE. Elias. According to BWE, Elias is no longer under WWE contract. Yes, his, well... Okay, never mind. I thought we had more news on Elias. Yes, that is it. He is no longer under WWE contract according to BWE. Um
Darn.
yeah, no. Oh no. Don't leave us, Elias. Um yeah, Elias had a lot of potential at first and then he got incredibly stale and WWE just never did anything with him. They did that fucking awful Ezekiel shit. They put him with Rick Boogs. Then the draft happened. They got drafted to separate brands, and we haven't seen him since. I don't even think Elias
Hey,
did get drafted, to be honest.
no, I don't think he did at all. Yeah, man, and for a while he was super over, man. He even got to a point where Cena recognized his overness, and then they never did anything with it. And
Mm-hmm.
then they just kept him the same character, and look where he is now, man. So, sucks to see, man. Sucks to see. Hopefully, maybe go on to do something in the business, man. But I feel like this might be his way out.
Speaking of doing something in the business, did you hear about Jackson Riker's new career? He's a fucking
Uh,
county sheriff now. That is fucking insane. That is
that is,
insane.
dude. If you guys are in Hickville, better avoid him if you see him as sheriff, man. At the point, just run from the cops because
Fuck
you
that.
are. Yeah, that is insanely concerning. That is insane.
Yeah, I guess they just hire anybody nowadays, but fucking good lord, bro. Good lord. Anyway, Elias was one of those characters that Elias was one of those characters, dude, is like they built him up to do absolutely nothing with him, and then nothing ever happened with him. He didn't win the Intercontinental Championship. He didn't win anything. He didn't win anything. He literally just came out there, sung, got interrupted by somebody, usually got beat up, and then that was it.
Literally. So, not much of value there.
Yeah, Bill. Yep. Fucking Jackson Riker is a county sheriff nowadays. That is
That
fucking
is,
wild as hell.
that's terrifying.
I mean, I guess it pays better than working at a fucking kid's birthday party, but that is terrifying. Actually, that is actually fucking frightening. Um,
It is.
but
Those poor fucking people.
dude, I love that picture of him standing in the fucking backyard at some kid's birthday party, just standing on the fucking apron waiting for a tag. Oh, it's one of the greatest
Ugh,
pictures of all time.
so sad.
Do unto others. Um, so yeah, I'm definitely never driving through that county.
Oh,
But
oh,
fuck that. But yeah, man, I mean, it sucks, but dude, the WWE, this is a prime example of WWE, not capitalizing on something that could have been good. It could have been good. It was very good for a point in time, and then they built him up for absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing.
exactly.
So, yeah, man, Elias is gone from the WWE, man, and I would like to see him show up in a place like Impact or something and see what he can do with his skills, bro. So,
I could definitely see him as an impact guy.
definitely, bro, or like NWA or something like that. You know, like that TV studio wrestling. I think he'd do pretty good in NWA or something like that.
Definitely. Definitely.
Another guy, a lot of people leaving, bro. A lot of people
I
leaving.
know.
This one's a maybe. This one's a we don't know what the fuck is going on. Edge. Adam Edge Copeland. PW Insider is reporting that Edge has been removed from the WWE's internal roster with the belief in circles that he may be AEW bound. Yeah, he has been moved to the miscellaneous talent, or to put that in logical terms, he is in the we don't know if he's going to AEW or not list.
Yep.
Edge is no longer on the internal roster, bro. And at this point, I can absolutely see him showing up at I can see him absolutely showing up at Grand Slam. I could see Tony. I could see Tony wanting to save it for Grand Slam. I think that was a colossal mistake, being that you sold 6,000 tickets to the show that you sold 20,000 for just 1 year ago.
What happened? This company, man. But Edge is interesting, and I could definitely see him showing up at Grand Slam, man.
Yeah, and I know a lot of people were saying, like, there's also a lot of uncertainty around, like, when Edge could be coming in, because there's a lot of uncertainty around when Edge could be coming in, because I've heard September, I've heard September, I've heard December. So I don't know. I quite frankly don't know when Edge's deal is up, but if he has been removed from WWE's internal roster, I'm assuming it was September. But I mean, we'll just all have to wait and see on that. But yeah, I can absolutely see him showing up at Grand Slam. But like I said, it's gonna completely kind of diminish everything that you could have had going, because like I was saying, you could have had a 20,000 people crowd, but instead Edge will be debuting in front of 6,000 people, which is absolutely fucking sad if they do end up putting him on Grand Slam. But I don't know what they'll do, man. But Christian does have a match, so he could always show up there, but we don't know yet, man. We don't know.
Definitely, man. Definitely.
Yeah, man. So that's the news on Edge, bro. That's the news on Edge. We don't know what's happening with him. But it's going to be interesting to see for sure, man. Okay, now to move over to somebody re-signing with WWE, fucking sadly. So via Fightful Select, Nia Jax returned on the September 11th episode of Monday Night Raw and attacked Raquel, costing her the match against Raw Women's Champion Rhea Ripley. Nia actually re-signed with WWE over a month ago, as she was the first signing made by the company after Vince McMahon made his way back in January of 2023.
But he's not back, guys. He's back.
No, he's not back, though. It's Triple H. Ladies and gentlemen, this was absolutely one of the... This call in itself is exactly the fucking reason why Nia Jax should not... Or exactly why Vince McMahon should not been let back into this company in any capacity. You're telling me your first move back was Nia Jax... That was your first... That was your first fucking move back? Are you kidding me?
What a failure, man. What a horrible signing.
Oh my God, Belle. And then they remixed her song. I mean, I was never crazy about her song. I was never crazy about anything about Nia Jax, but they gave her the shitty Def Rebel remix, as they do everybody. But what a fucking dud this was. And they signed her over a month ago. You're bringing... Well, yeah, go ahead.
Mm-hmm. This company is probably going to release great talent because they don't see value in them. But somehow they see value in her.
They see value in somebody who almost fucking killed Kairi Sane. Kairi Sane was yelling at her, "I'm not set," and she threw her in the fucking corner of the ring. Come on, bro. Unsafe as fuck. Somebody who has no fucking business in a goddamn wrestling ring. You bring her back because you see potential in her. Are you fucking kidding me?
What potential? What fucking potential, man? I never understood.
So my question is, what potential do you not see in Candice LeRae? What potential do you not see in Johnny Gargano? Because Nia can't wrestle, and what exactly is Nia's character? What exactly clings people to Nia Jax? Nothing. Nothing. There's not a fucking thing. And you bring her back. Fucking ridiculous, bro. Fucking ridiculous. And I don't even know, man. I don't even fucking know. So, with that, man, we did see Nia earlier this year at the Royal Rumble. And speaking of the Royal Rumble, WWE have just announced that Tropicana Field in St. Petersburg, Florida, will be the host of the Royal Rumble on Saturday, January 27th, 2024. This was the same stadium used by the WWE Thunderdome. God, I don't miss those days. In 2020 and 2021.
Look at it now, man. Look at them. Actually in normal arenas again. That's good. That's a good location, man. And I know the commentary won't shut the fuck up about the Thunderdome that night with all the references, so I'm dreading that part, but it's good. It's a good arena. Or a good stadium.
Yeah, baseball stadium, always works best for the Royal Rumble. The dugout entrance, I love it. It's a great concept that WWE did, and I'm glad that they stuck with it. So, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Tampa Bay getting the Royal Rumble in 2024 here in a couple short months, man. So, The Rock. In an interview with Pat McAfee, Dwayne The Rock Johnson has revealed that a match between himself and Roman Reigns was locked for WrestleMania 39. However, WWE decided against it. He also informed fans that he is free and down for WrestleMania 40. You've gotta be fucking serious. Okay. So, guys, do not do this to Cody Rhodes. Like, listen. You had Cody lose at WrestleMania 39 with the idea of telling a bigger and better story. Okay, I'll give you a pass on that. It made Roman's reign look more epic. I know it's getting stale, according to some people. Shut the fuck up, honestly. Shut the fuck up, man. Seriously. I mean, classic WWE fans taking fucking fantastic stories for granted. It's getting, the bloodline is too much. It's too much on the show. So they take a couple weeks off. Maybe even a Roman takes a couple months off. And now you want him back all of a sudden. What do you want? I'll give you the pass, bro. You wanted to make Roman's reign more epic. You wanted to get him 1,000 days. Cool, right? So you do that. And granted, it may have been a stupid decision to have Cody lose when he was at his hottest, but you did it with the eyes of telling, or you did it with the intention of wanting to tell a bigger and better story. How that story came off, I don't think it's exactly how I would have envisioned it. A Cody redemption story, or in better terms, a John Cena redemption story, but I digress. So Cody just is getting to the point where he was going to, start his redemption arc back to Roman Reigns, right? He's going to get traded over to SmackDown. The Rock comes out and tells everybody the blatantly obvious. What was the news we were reporting to you guys earlier this year? They told The Rock, the spot is yours if you want it, but if you don't want it, Cody's our backup plan. We already knew this, guys, but now that The Rock says it himself, now everybody wants The Rock versus Cody or The Rock versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 40. Are you fucking serious? And don't even say, well, he can do night 1 versus The Rock and night 2 versus Cody. He can't tell both stories at once because then one is going to feel less than the other. Do The Rock when Roman Reigns doesn't have the championships. Do it at Mania 41 or something. I don't fucking know. Do it at SummerSlam.
Exactly.
I don't know. What the fuck?
So people didn't want Roman to defend both. This year, but, last Mania. But they're okay with it this time because it's The Rock and Cody? Come on, man. Come on. It's a horrible idea. I hope The Rock isn't coming back for this. I don't think he will. I think he's all talk. But I hope not, man. I hope not. And Although it will be funny, it will be horrible to see Cody Rhodes get shafted for another fucking year, man. It really will. Royal Rumble, man. Drop a can to feel it's either gonna be Cody, The Rock, or Punk. What a fucking lineup.
Yeah. Meanwhile, the right guy looking them in their fucking face is Walter. But we shall wait and see.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude. So The Rock. There's 2 points in time I think this could have happened. And I think The Rock pulled out of one of them because I think that he understood the circumstances at play. One point was when WrestleMania 39 was when WrestleMania Hollywood was supposed to be WrestleMania 38. But then they ended up having to do Tampa 2 years in a row because 37 was supposed to be Dallas and then 38 was going to be Hollywood, but then everything got moved up. I could have seen him doing it then. And then this year, but I really think The Rock understood the circumstances at play. I know he's a huge fan of Cody, and I don't think he wanted to take that moment away from Cody. Little did he know Cody was supposed to lose. But, I do think he probably believed Cody was going to get his moment and win the title. So he was probably like, oh, okay, I won't, this isn't my year, right? I don't think this is the right time to do this. I'll give this shit to Cody. And then Cody lost. So they probably could have done it this year. And then they could have just did the first Cody loss at SummerSlam. But what the fuck? So, yeah, they didn't end up doing any of that. But yeah, man. So we already knew this news, bro, but now that The Rock is saying it, everybody's on an uproar and wants to see Cody Rhodes Roman Reigns versus The Rock at WrestleMania 40. It doesn't need to happen. At this point, you do it when Roman drops the titles, after he drops the titles to Cody Rhodes.
Exactly, man. Exactly. So let's hope, Rock isn't coming back, and let's hope Cody actually can finish his story this time and not lose.
Yeah, so he doesn't have to stay in WWE for another contract just to finish the story, and we could see him at All In 2025. So
we very well probably will at this point.
So speaking of Roman Reigns, his next title defense, man. Roman Reigns' next match will be on November 4th. For WWE's event in Saudi Arabia. Probably be another Crown Jewel or another Super Showdown or whatever the hell they call them. And he will be back on television leading up to the match to promote it. And it is not exactly clear when the return is. The AJ Styles and Bloodline story will continue through that show. So AJ Styles versus Roman Reigns, it seems, per Wrestling Observer newsletter.
Down for that match. I'm down.
I'm absolutely down for that. That's one of my biggest "how haven't we gotten that yet" statements with Roman's title reign.
Exactly, man. Exactly. So I like the sound of that, man. And rev up those fucking Roman Reigns returns graphics, man, because we might get them soon.
I miss them. I miss seeing Roman returns every fucking week.
I need those fucking graphics, man.
Love them. But yeah, man. So Roman is coming back for Saudi Arabia. I would hope we get with Jay being on Raw though. I really don't know that we get a Bloodline Fatal 4-Way. I could see us maybe getting like Roman versus Jimmy at Survivor Series or something like that. But I mean, my first play at hand would obviously be the Bloodline Fatal 4-Way, but I don't know with the way the story's going. Not too sure about that.
Exactly.
But God, the storytelling they could tell in that match, that would be fucking flawless.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. So we were just talking about All In. And All In As confirmed by the trading standards under the UK Freedom of Information Act, the actual AEW All-In attendance was 72,265, as opposed to the 81,035 that they said was in attendance. But everybody's freaking out about this. Everybody's like going nuts about this. This ended up not being the biggest crowd in wrestling history. This ended up not being the biggest crowd in wrestling history. So that was that. And the number was not 81,035. 81,035 people paid for a ticket.
Yeah.
9,000 people did not show up. And I've been waiting all week to tell you guys that if All In London happened in 2021, or if you put on CMFTR versus the Elite, I guarantee you those 9,000 people that didn't show up probably would have. I don't know how you don't show up, but maybe that just goes to show, maybe those people had something going on personally, but also, maybe that has to do for interest for the show.
Yeah.
Maybe, man. Maybe that has to do for interest in the show. And clearly, it was low.
Oh, yeah. 100%, man. How many people bought tickets and halfway through them setting up that card, they were like, wow, I have to fly all the way to see this? Might as well just cancel the fucking trip. I bet a decent amount of people, man. Decent amount of those 9,000.
Definitely, bro. Definitely. So yeah, that's been my life goal this past week, is to come on here and tell you guys that if this All in London Wembley Stadium show took place in 2021, those 9,000 people would have absolutely fucking showed up.
No, exactly, man. Exactly. So they still sold 81,000+ tickets. But there wasn't 81,000+ fans sitting in that crowd, man. It's just how it is. And if they do it right next year, they could break that record for real and even bigger. But hopefully they actually do it right next year.
Definitely, man. Definitely. Well, I don't know, man. Well, maybe around next year, that'll be their 8th pay-per-view of the year, as opposed to their
3rd, 4th?
4th.
Wait. Yeah, 4th.
Yeah, it'd be their 8th. Double.
Double.
Bryan Danielson. Oh, boy.
Goddamn.
Bryan Danielson will be stepping away from wrestling full-time in the next year, Sports Illustrated confirms. Bryan Danielson mentioned on Collision during his promo that he promised his daughter that when she turns 7, he will start slowing down on his wrestling career. She is 6 now, and she will be 7 next May. Holy shit. WWE fired over 100 employees today.
Fucking hell, man. What the fuck? These poor people.
Damn. That's
100, man. That's insane.
Anyway, so yes, he said on Collision that he promised his daughter, who turns 7 next May, when she, he said next May, he said next May, when she turned 7, he promised her that he would start slowing down on his wrestling career. And it is, the rumor going around is that he will not be done, but he will be slowly, he will be slowly, becoming more of a special attraction type character for AEW, and will be their special attraction, almost like a John Cena is for WWE nowadays.
I could definitely see it, man. I could definitely see it. And that's good for her. Good for him. Man, gets to slow down, be with his family more. And it'll still be awesome to see him every once in a while, man. So either way, it'll suck, but it'll be good. It'll be good.
But the other thing is Brian, being that Brian is still involved with creative, I feel like we will always have his presence. I mean, I'm sure he will just be remotely working, on creative and stuff like that, whilst being a special attraction for AEW. But Tony Khan loves him, and he seems like he fucking loves being there. So this is definitely a partnership that I think is going to, continue to be a thing. But dude, if anybody deserves to say when the fuck he needs to slow down or anything like that, it's Bryan Danielson. This is his career. And he wants to be with his kids, man, and you can't blame him for it at all. I can't blame him for it at all. And he, this is what he wants to do. And if anybody has the right to say when it's time, it's none other than Bryan Danielson, man. He's one of the greatest in-ring performers of all time. So he definitely deserves it.
Definitely, man. Definitely. So good for him, man. Good for him. It's always up to him.
Absolutely, man. All right, man. Now we got more AEW star news. AEW stars maybe jumping ship. WWE, according to BWE, WWE is eyeing to sign AEW superstar Ricky Starks when his contract is up. And I did hear that his contract is up in the next year. Sometime within the next year.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy. And Bell pointed out, too, all these people that are looking to jump ship, man, who are they all friends with? The good old Codester, man. I think he might be like Bell said, he might be the defining guy that, come over here, guys.
Yeah.
This people, they'll treat you right. Unless you're me. But they'll treat you right.
See, Ricky's one of those guys, too, that I really think AEW needs to absolutely fucking invest in and keep for the fans love him. He's clearly great in any role he's played. He's played a really, really nice babyface. He's played a really nice heel. He does his roles fantastically, man, and he's a fucking fantastic performer. He's a fantastic performer. We got to witness one of the best probably the best Ricky Starks AEW match ever at All Out against Bryan Danielson. It was just a fucking banger, bro. It's a he's a banger, man, and he's one of the guys, man, that I really think that AEW needs to really, really invest in and really lock down and make one of their huge stars, because he is it, bro. He is it. He's fantastic, and that's a great point that Bell brings up, dude. Is the coincidence with all these names that has been popping up is Cody, Jade. Jade's also good friends with Punk. Ricky's also good friends with Punk. I mean,
True.
a lot of these people are friends with Cody. A lot of these people are friends with Punk, and I could see a lot of these people jumping ship. As for Ricky, I'm split 50-50 with him. I could see him staying in AEW, but there's always, like I always like to tell you guys, bro, there's always in wrestling will be that never say never factor, and there certainly could be that for Ricky Starks, man. I mean, we've seen crazier shit happen, so there's no doubt in my mind that it could happen one day.
I think with Ricky, it depends on how AEW not only treats him, but offers him, and how they offer to treat him, man. They, again, just start treating him just like a guy on the roster and don't put much into him. I say he's going. If they do, I could see him staying, man. So it's either or with Ricky. It's really just how he gets treated, man, and I hope he gets treated well, because he's an immense talent. I hope they treat right.
Absolutely.
Or else they'll lose him.
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely, man. And with that, the other name The other name that could be jumping ship to the WWE, according to Sean Ross Sapp, she's headed over there. So according to Sean Ross Sapp, Jade Cargill is believed to be finishing up with AEW. Sources within the company tell Fightful Select. Sources within AEW and WWE both believe she's headed to WWE. And with that, Jade Cargill's current, according to PW Insider, Jade Cargill's current AEW deal expires this week. She already lost the match to Stat on Rampage. And it looks like they literally just brought her back in. So they did a whole fucking Jade Cargill return just to have her be around for a week, and then she'll be in WWE.
Exactly. It's like that's respect for Tony Khan for doing that, because WWE
WWE
would
kept her
never.
off. Yeah.
Oh yeah, they would have never done some shit like that. So respect to Tony Khan for giving her a send off. And if you watch the clip after she lost, that was a fucking send off, bro. She was hugging people, she was waving. She out. She going to WWE. So it's interesting, man. I hope she does well there. I hope they don't put her on the main roster instantly, because she is not built for that yet. No. But I feel like they might. They will. Just they 100% will, and that's gonna be their own fault. But send her NXT, let her get refined more, and she'll be great, man. She'll be great. I think so. But it's interesting, man, with all these people. Like Bill says too. How many times has Ricky Starks been backstage? And no, they can't legally, Triple H can't legally talk about contract stuff with him, but he's met with Triple H, Mr. Contract Tamper himself. You don't think they talked about shit like that before, even in passing, joking? You know what I mean? They 100% have. And actually, could be a lot of people coming in, but we think we know for a fact at this point that Jade is going there. And I just hope they use her right. In the right context.
Yeah. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. And you don't think anybody has told Ricky Starks backstage, you don't think anybody, I mean, obviously legally they can't talk to him about contract shit, but you don't think nobody's ever said to him like, hey, yeah, if you ever need a spot, or if you ever want to change the scenery there, you can always, doors always open. Doors always open.
And if Triple H was fucking DMing people while under contract, talking about a contract, he was 100% talking to Ricky Starks about possibly making a contract, and I'm sure that was so awkward for that fucking guy. Just, I'm not getting sued. Please don't talk about that.
But here's the thing with Jade Cargill. Jade Cargill is not very good.
No.
I'm sorry.
No, he's not.
Somebody's got to say
it. Great look.
What's up?
She has great look and great potential talent, but her current level of talent ain't that good at all.
No, she's not. If you bring her right to the main roster, I'm telling you right now, WWE is going to have Jade Cargill in their back pocket to put over Charlotte Flair and Bianca Belair. And that is what Jade Cargill is going to be. That is going to be her purpose in WWE. That's it. That is it. That's going to be her purpose in WWE. She's going to be Charlotte Flair and Bianca Belair food. Mm-hmm. As for NXT, I see a lot of people saying, and it's a great theory, they put the title on Becky Lynch so Jade can come in, like Bell says in the comments, and make a big statement to come in and beat Becky Lynch.
I could see that. That would be nice.
That is absolutely infuriating, knowing that Tiffany Stratton will never get her win back. So Becky Lynch beats the rising star, and that's it. And that's fucking it.
Just to introduce a different rising star, mainly just to spite AEW.
Yeah. Yep. I'm not excited about. I've never really been the biggest Jade Cargill fan. I mean, if I wanted to watch a Jade Cargill that can actually wrestle, I can just watch Bianca Belair. Especially when Bianca Belair turns heel, I'm pretty much just watching Jade Cargill on steroids. That's just me, though.
Oh,
I've never been the biggest Jade Cargill guy. It's just me.
No.
I just always thought she was the most overhyped talent on the AEW, one of the most overhyped AEW women in that division and in the company as an entirety. Completely overhyped. All bark and no bite was Jade Cargill. I mean, she can talk, she has a good look, but in terms of her in the ring, didn't do it for me. Her pay-per-view matches were the fucking annual piss break for the pay-per-view hangout sessions, bro. They were the annual piss break. They were 4-minute matches of fucking crowd silence.
No one gave a fuck. Nobody gave a fuck, man. So hopefully people can learn to give a fuck, and she can learn how to, be good in the ring and whatnot. The one thing I will say though, Death Rebel, please make something good for her, because I actually did really like her AEW
Oh, I
theme.
loved her AEW song. That shit was fire.
That shit was fire as hell, and I do not trust Death Rebel, so let's hope she gets something good, man.
Yes, which is why I'm incredibly afraid for her going right to the main roster, which is why I will say, if you're bringing her in, bring her to NXT. She needs that performance center to polish her. And then I think she'll be fine. And then I think we can actually start to see a little bit of her potential. But as far as her for her career, she's making the right move going to WWE, because I was watching an interview saying that CM Punk had to teach her how to properly swing a chair in a wrestling capacity because nobody taught her how to swing a chair. You know that she's green as grass, brand new, and you don't have any kind of system in place where people can teach this woman how to do stuff like this. I mean, I know AEW's meant for, the indie veterans and the veterans of the indies and people that have somewhat experience, but come on. I mean, you got to teach people.
Even when people have experience, you might not have experience in a different thing, in a different aspect of the business. And you got to teach people that shit, man.
Exactly. And if you really wanted to be a student of the game, there's never enough learning that can be done.
Exactly, man. Exactly. You can never learn enough. So AEW needs to do better than that, and I hope she does good in WWE and actually gets to learn and be taught how to work in this business.
Me too, bro. Please, for the love of God, send her to NXT. Please. Because going right to the main roster, she will flop. She is not that good. She needs the Performance Center to polish her wholeheartedly. So, and the last piece of news. Good Lord. I can't believe. Wow, that's crazy. 100 associates, bro. That's crazy. And the last piece of news. Andrew Zarian, via the Mat Men podcast, he says, I feel confident that Max is going to be the new home of AEW and run 12 pay-per-views a year. Not a prediction, very confident. I don't know what the charging structure will be for those pay-per-views. Next day rights are also supposed to be negotiated next year, and the AEW archives have the possibility of having their own dedicated tab on the Max section. Well, no shit. They have fucking fucking 4 years of just fucking archives that nobody's able to rewatch?
No, exactly.
Sir Kate, Go ahead, bro.
Well, God-forsaken pay-per-views a year. No. First of all, I hope he is completely wrong. I hope he's just wrong. Because, if Deal Max is, possible, which it is, though, obviously I saw them upping up pay-per-views. I thought, 6 a year would have been it. Maybe
Like we get
7. Exactly. The shit we get now, even though Wrestle Dream is completely pointless. But it's still the same overall format, which I saw. This is absolute dog shit. This is no longer an alternative. The shit... Dude, AEW didn't shut up when they first started about how they're the alternative. They do pay-per-views that matter. They only need for this and that. And now look at them. 12 fucking pay-per-views a year. That is dog shit. And they're talking about how the pay system works. You think I'm gonna pay for 12 pay-per-views a year? I ain't paying. Ooh, no. Hell no. I'll pay for 3. Maybe 4. If I'm being generous, or if the show looks good enough. Well, that is a horrible motto, and the complete opposite, because people are trying to say, with the way AEW's been lately, 12 pay-per-views might work. Since they don't know how to build to a pay-per-view, having more pay-per-views to build to might make it better, because, they have to, actually build to pay-per-views almost 24/7, which...
Right.
It's putting a band-aid on a gunshot wound. Like, no, you don't need to do that. What you need to do is have your current pay-per-view, schedule and amount, and just put shit on your weekly shows that's important that you used to do. Dynamite used to be the show to watch every week. Now it's not. Collision, already not important. Rampage, why does it exist still? Like, just make TV more important. That's all you have to do. You do not have to increase pay-per-views at all. You really don't. It's literally putting a band-aid on a fucking gunshot wound. It's just gonna, it might pretty up the fucking wound there. It might pretty up the problem. It's still gonna bleed. The company's still gonna bleed. It's not good. This isn't a good sign for AEW. It's a good sign that, they're finally about to be on Max. But if that pay-per-view structure is true, that is absolute dog shit, and that'll be one of the things that will possibly kill this company in the coming years, man. Might not kill them financially, but like what happened with WWE, it'll kill them creatively, man. And that process has already started. It already fucking has. And it's horrible to see what the alternative has come to. It's literally just the same fucking thing, different fucking roster. And that is a shame to fucking see.
So you guys think that so you people think that AEW telling stories is making them WWE light, but you don't think this is making them WWE light? See, here's the thing. Sir K mentioned AEW used to say we do pay-per-views that matter. We do pay-per-views to the point where we don't have a B show. We don't have a B level pay-per-view. All our pay-per-views are must watch. 4 pay-per-views a year, right? Cool. I love it. It's a great concept, right? 4 or 5 pay-per-views a year, perfect. So what's another thing people used to always say about AEW? What's another reason people loved AEW? Long-term booking, right? Stories that you can get to see in the 3-month build to each pay-per-view. Stories that you could sink your teeth into. Stories that you can get behind. Stories that you can get emotionally invested in. You know how many quick feuds? You know how many quick fucking feuds that should be dream feuds that are just gonna go by like that in the snap of a finger because we have to build, because we got 3 weeks build between each pay-per-view? You think that's good? You think that's good? And here's the thing. I see people saying, well, this is gonna force Tony Khan to actually build for a pay-per-view. He did it fucking fine in 2021. What's the deal?
What happened?
He is
used to be able to do it
lazy.
fine.
He used to be able to do all this shit fine. He used to be able to do this shit in his sleep. He is lazy now. He's lazy. He doesn't care. He's booking universe mode right now. That's what he's doing. Where's the long-term storytelling with the fucking extensive 2.5, 3-month build between each pay-per-view where you can actually sink your teeth into things? Why do we need a pay-per-view a month? Why do we need one pay-per-view each month when we had special dynamites that you built to that felt huge, that felt like a beach break, blood and guts, fight for the fallen, winter is coming, House of Dragon, those dynamites? Why don't you just do those? You're shilling out for money. You're shilling out for money. On top of that, you became lazy as fuck with your booking. Is this really the fucking alternative? Or is this WWE light, but storytelling was making them WWE light? Not the fact that they are fucking completely shilling out for more money here.
They're literally becoming every reason why this company was created in the first place. They are becoming the pay-per-view schedule. The book. Tony Khan is delusional already. 4 years in, and he's already turned it into a Vince McMahon. Someone who's out of touch with his own company, refuses to give power to anybody else to better the company and the show, and is putting his own company in the ground slowly. Already becoming 4 years in, already becoming Vince McMahon. You know, I always loved AEW. I have. And at its core, I still want to. I want this to be the company that lasts in the future and, you know, does all that and whatever. Slowly, it's becoming the opposite. At this point, I don't want any fucking one of these companies to be here in the next fucking 15 years because it's just going to be the same thing. Same fucking shit show. Either one you fucking watch. It's horrible to see, man. You know, when AEW was at its prime, I always thought in the back of my mind, you know, in one day, probably 15, 20 years, I always saw, you know, AEW slowly turning into WWE. Yeah. You know, it was an obvious, but you know, I always thought, you know, that's in like 20 years that fucking TKO probably lose his mind. 4 years, and it's already fucking happening. Shilling out to the fucking to the corporate dollar, 12 pay-per-views a year, no creativity whatsoever, letting great talent walk. What the fuck is happening to this company, man? They are no longer the alternative, and it is sad to see, man. It really is, and this is not the company that I fell in love with. It's a shell of its former self. In 4 years' time, and 2 years removed from their prime, they already had their prime 2 years ago. That better not be their prime, and if it is, if 2 years ago will be forever seen in history as their absolute prime, what a crime to this business. What a waste of time.
Such a fucking
this company
waste of time.
Change.
Such a waste of time.
Literally.
And you know what, too? When you used to watch an AEW pay-per-view, you would feel fucking moved afterwards. Almost like an NXT takeover, where you would sit there and you would just say, like, oh my God. Like, even a couple days later, like, oh my God, like, that was a fucking fantastic show. Like Double or Nothing 2021. Remember, me and Sir K were talking about how great that show was for like a fucking week after it happened. Because it was that damn good. You felt moved by these AEW pay-per-views. And for as good as the match quality is on these pay-per-views, when's the last time you got a whole card of just culminating storylines that you've just sunk your teeth into over the 3-month build for the pay-per-view, and you finally get to the pay-per-view and you just feel so fucking satisfied. You feel like you got your money's worth. You handed in that $50 and you just felt like it was the best $50 you ever spent in your fucking life. Are these shows good in match quality? Sure. But when's the last time you felt fucking just moved and motivated as a wrestling fan after and wanting to just talk about how fantastic and stuck on how fantastic this show was a year after, or a week or a month or years after it happened? Like we talk about Double or Nothing 2021, All Out 2021, Full Gear 2021, Revolution 2022. Shows like that. Shows like that. When's the last fucking time? Probably Revolution 2022.
Probably, man. I would say so, and that's fucking crime, man.
And that was a year and a
That
half
is an
ago.
absolute.
And I'm not saying that these shows have been ass. They're good in ring quality, but where's those long-term stories that you just cared about, that you just tuned in every week on Dynamite to see the development of? Oh, I can't wait for Dynamite this week. I can't wait to see what happens with CM Punk and MJF. I can't wait to see what the hell Hangman Page and Bryan Danielson are going to do in this match, being that the last time they won a fucking hour. Oh, what is Wardlow going to do with MJF? What's going to happen with Wardlow and MJF? All that shit.
All of it.
What's going to happen with the Hangman saga? Now what do we get? We get egos being protected and this motherfucker shilling out for money. Because Max wants 12 pay-per-views. Well, tell Max to go fuck themselves. You know how many other streaming platforms you could go on if that's really what they want? I mean, what the fuck?
You always talk about how you got all this fucking money. Make your fucking own. At that point, if you got all this fucking money, make
Vince
your own.
did it. You have his salary times 10.
Fucking, just, it doesn't make sense, man. It's sad. It is so fucking sad to see this company and Tony Khan fucking turning into everything AEW was created for. Not anymore, man.
Completely ridiculous. And when this was a rumor, I said, okay, I'll give it the benefit of the doubt. But one of the insiders that constantly gets stories right is saying that this isn't even a prediction. He's confident this will happen. The 12 pay-per-view a year format. You gotta be fucking kidding me, Tony. You gotta be kidding me.
That is a horrible system that will kill your fucking company. One of the things that will end up killing this fucking company. And
yeah.
I thought it was going to survive. I thought it was going to outlive. And at this point, I don't know if it will, man. I really don't.
It genuinely may be because of their own stupidity, and a greed for money is going to cost both companies.
Yep.
And that's
both
the facts.
Companies will be in the mud. And at that point, what is there to watch at that point? And I ain't watching Impact. So, what the fuck is there to watch at that fucking point?
Dude, you don't want to watch Impact 1000, bro.
I would fucking rather watch Dark.
Ooh.
I
was going to say, I might take Impact. I might have to take Impact over that one.
Yeah, it's taking it too far.
But man,
I'll watch a minute of it.
I don't know, bro. Now that this is something that actually seems to be set in stone, I'm shocked. I'm shocked that he actually shilled out for money. And you've seen the writing on the wall. He literally said on the past media scrum he didn't really care to look at what fans say about pay-per-view builds. So you don't want your pay-per-views to be special? So you're mad at us because we want your pay-per-views to feel as special as they once did, with build and intriguing stories to make the match even that much better. You can have a great match, but what's the story? What's the story? Why is this match happening? And if there isn't a story, then I quite frankly don't give a fuck about your match. I don't give a fuck about what you're selling me if you're not telling me a good fucking story. And that's the facts.
No,
But telling a story is making AEW WWE light. That's what we want. No, what's making AEW WWE light is shit like this, is money shilling, is doing pay-per-views for the fuck of doing pay-per-views for revenue instead of a better product.
letting egos fly and getting rid of people who are great assets to your company solely because you want to protect everybody's ego. This is not. I really hate to fucking see that, man. This is not the way this company should go, but it's the direction it's going in. And I hope things change, man. I really hope things change for the sake of the company and for the sake of my fucking sanity, man, because I ain't gonna deal with two companies that are run like shit, man. I really won't.
Fucking, the fans got you to this point. The fans got you to another fucking boom period in wrestling. And how do you repay us? Shilling the fuck out.
Exactly. What a crime, man. What an alternative.
And just like AEW, it's not really a money thing here. Because these 12 pay-per-views are probably going to be at the cost of the HBO Max subscription. What's it about? It's about creative. Like all the other talent that have left your company. Now you're pissing the fans off. And it's got nothing to do with cash. Like WWE. I don't know who's got the cash to pay fucking $70 12 times a year for WWE pay-per-views. Certainly not me.
Hell no. Man, I barely got the cash for one of those fucking pay-per-views, let alone 12 of them motherfuckers. Hell no.
WWE pisses us off with the cash. AEW, of course, pisses us off with the
creative.
With the creative. And that's another thing. I'm so glad you reminded me about that, Bell. The ticket prices to AEW shows. Cody, this is why this company needed Cody. Because Cody would always constantly talk about how he loved the affordable prices of AEW. Because it was affordable. WWE pay-per-views are insane. $405 tickets, $405 tickets, $500 tickets. Fucking AEW's doing the same shit nowadays. $300, $400 tickets. What the fuck? What are you doing, dude? What are you doing? Where is the nature? Where is the spirit of AEW? Apparently, I'm starting to think it fucking left with Cody.
I think it did at this point, man, and that is fucking horrible to see.
What happened to all that stuff, bro? I'm so glad you reminded me of that, Bell. The affordable ticket prices, we looked, before we got our free all-out tickets, we looked at, like a couple months prior when they went on sale, just to see how much they were, just out of curiosity. I usually do that with all Chicago shows. $300, $400 tickets. And those are the same tickets that a couple years ago in the Sears Center, we paid $165 for, and we ended up getting the best AEW show that they've ever put on pay-per-view wise. The best one. All Out 2021.
Exactly, man.
Bullshit, bro. Bullshit. But all right, guys. We're going to skedaddle off of here, bro. That's everything for the week, man. That is everything for the week. And it is time for me to go enjoy my anniversary vacation, ladies and gentlemen. So.
Oh, yeah, man. Congratulations. Is it today?
It is today.
Still?
It is today.
Happy anniversary, man.
Thank
Forgot to. Happy anniversary, man, and enjoy your vacation.
Thank you, dude. I appreciate it.
But whatever you do, don't think of AEW creative.
I got a lot of things off my chest, so I think I'll be fine for the weekend, man. I think I'll be fine for the weekend. Until Monday. Until Monday, man. So with that, that is going to do it for this edition of the news. Thank you so much for the congratulations, Bell. I appreciate you. And thank you. I will definitely be having a blast, bro. So, yes, ladies and gentlemen, with that, that is going to do it for this edition of the Notorious podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been one of the best episodes, one of the best rant-filled episodes, man. And this has been episode 179. Thank you guys so much. Thank you guys so much. And it has been always a pleasure for my Johnny Mayhem.
And I, Sir K.
Damn. And wow. Okay. One last thing before we go. One WWE department was cut to only 3 employees after this match release. Golly.
It was like we fucking working it.
Yeah, seriously. No fucking kidding, bro. So with that, guys, thank you so much, everybody that came in here. Love you guys, man. Thank you guys. Love you guys. Logan, Bell, Durante, Pops. Thank you guys so much. Once again, thank you guys so much. Love you guys. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you guys on Monday with Notorious Unscripted.
Peace.
I used to get deals on the bitch. Now I throw shields on the dick to stop me from that HIV shit. And niggas know they soft like a Twinkie fillin', playing the villain, prepare for this rap killing. Biggie Smalls is the illest. Your style is played out like Arnold, and what you talking about, Willis? The thrill is gone. The black Frank White is here to